Okay guys, Happy New Year! It is officially the 1st of January 2020, so that is absolutely awesome. And today we are going to be talking about Messiah. So guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. It really means the world to me that you guys will sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to watch my reviews. Really just is awesome. You guys are the best and I love you. And I have honestly got a lot to say about this series. So Netflix's Messiah, what can I tell you about it? Besides the fact that everybody is going to have a different opinion about this series. Absolutely everybody. Some of it are going to straight out call it blasphemous before they've even watched an episode. I know that there's already been quite a bit of controversy, especially in the Muslim communities, about this series. So everyone's going to have their own opinion. And as the show progresses, your opinions will change as you discover more about the series and how it unpacks everything. It is an incredibly, incredibly interesting series to watch. I will not lie to you in that regard. But the actual storyline, whoa, okay, so there is a lot happening in this series. So how does this series start? It starts off in the Middle East and there is this holy man busy preaching and spreading the word of God, as he says. And then there is a giant sandstorm that completely eradicates an entire enemy force, okay? And while that's happening, he is busy preaching about God and how God will defend his people. And so it definitely looks like a very miraculous sign. And then, after that entire sandstorm, the very next day, he is in Texas and he's busy performing more miracles in terms of saving people from tornadoes. So this really does look like a miraculous holy man. And of course, he starts to have this giant impact and influence over the world. And all of these people come to him and start following him, claiming that he is the Messiah, he is the second coming, and all of that wonderful, wonderful stuff. And of course, people that are from different religions will perceive him differently, and those that are just non-believers will perceive him differently. And so the series does a very, very good job of actually illustrating how different people of different faiths would react to something like this happening. So that's all I'm going to tell you about the actual storyline itself, because there is a lot that happens and it is a very engaging storyline and you can get really lost inside it. You really can just immerse yourself in this world, in the story. And I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it. So I really don't want to spoil that for you guys. But what I am going to talk about is the things I really enjoyed and then the things I didn't really enjoy as much. Okay, so the things I enjoyed about the series, honestly, it is very, very, very well made. In terms of script, directing, cinematography, visual effects, everything just felt really, really well in terms of its polish. Like, it's just done correctly. All the performances were believable to me. There was literally just one actress where I didn't like her, but it was more that I didn't like her character than I didn't like the performance the actor was giving. It was just an annoying character, in my opinion. But the directing in the series also is incredible, and the visual effects are just unbelievable. It literally, there's only one visual effect that they do in the entire series where I was just a bit like, okay, that does look fake, but you also have to look for it. The rest of it seems like it's part of a big budget Hollywood movie, which is awesome. I love the fact that series nowadays, and especially Netflix series, are getting these bigger budgets. They can really just deliver on the spectacle, which is just awesome. Another thing that I really, really enjoyed, and this takes me back to my days at university when I was busy studying how to make films, is the inclusion of social media. And I think they did that really, really well here because, of course, this is a modern retelling of basically what prophets would be like back in the days, except if they happen now. And of course, we as people would be using social media to spread this message. And the way they incorporated that into the series was really, really cool. It was a fun way to see it. And yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of this entire series because it does become a very large part of the series and in spreading this Messiah's word. But then, of course, we get to the big thing, and now I might go into spoiler territory. I'm going to try as much as possible to not go into spoiler territory, but I'm going to give you a spoiler warning, whoop, 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 just in case something does slip out. So I'm going to try my best to not. But what we're going to be talking about now is just stuff that's going to be coming off the top of my head. I haven't planned this section as much, but I just really want to talk about this Messiah. It's very interesting, and as I said in the introduction to my video, everyone's going to have a different opinion of him, depending on your different faiths and your different religions and how you perceive the world and how the world works and all of that sort of stuff. So we're all going to either agree or disagree, but I'd love to know what you guys think. So before I even continue, put down in the comments what you thought about this character of the Messiah, actually, because I'd love to know what you guys think, because I've got so many notes just in regards to what I think of this actual character altogether. But the show, if you look all over its promotional material, makes it valid. It definitely states that it's not based on any existing character or person throughout history, and it's not based on any religious beliefs. But you can definitely see that this character has been heavily influenced by Jesus. And in fact, in episode 5, they do call him Jesus, or one of the characters does. And you can see that there is influences there, but I can guarantee you that this character is definitely not Jesus. Jesus would not interact or act like this guy has in any way, shape, or form. And you can see by the end of the series, stuff happens. I almost said what happened, but I'm not giving you guys spoilers. But something happened, and you know that Jesus would never have allowed that to happen. So there's one thing. So I think it's very obvious that we can see that this character has been influenced by Jesus, but is most definitely not Jesus, or he's trying to convince everyone that it's Jesus, but it's not, okay? And even the way that he talks, this Messiah talks, the things he says indicates that he isn't just a Muslim or just a Christian. He is of all faiths. He says that a few times. And so that's another way when it's interesting, because you get all of these people that decide to follow him, and they go, yes, he is the return of Jesus, Isaac, etc., etc., etc. And they're now trying to portray him in regards to their faith, to their religion. So they're all trying to praise him and worship him, but they're doing it in such incredibly different ways. So all of these people are following him, and they're throwing their own assumptions on him. In fact, majority of the time, he just goes, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And they've created this elaborate story to put him on this massive pedestal. And he's ultimately done nothing but said, what do you think? And I think that's a very good illustration about how, and I've written this in bold, know what you believe, okay? A big thing for me is majority of the characters in this series. Like there's this one, he's a reverend. He professes to be a reverend. He claims he's a Christian and everything. I can tell you right now, I think he prayed once the entire series. I don't even think he prayed correctly in regards to, I think he was actually, basically there's this scene where he collapses on his knees and it implies that he's praying. But I think that he's actually still just praying to this Messiah. He's not even praying to God. And so there are so many characters that claim to be something of a specific faith, but they don't actually know what they believe. And so they are so easily fooled to just follow this random guy. And I think if you're going to take one thing from this series, no matter your faith, whatever you believe, make sure you understand what it is. Okay? Me, as a Christian, I could call out a lot of BS about that series because I was like, bro, just read Revelations. Just read Revelations. All of your answers are right there. And none of the Christians did that. And there's this one scene where this Messiah is supposed to go out on stage in front of all of these Christians and talk. And basically there's this Christian evangelist. He's very well known. He's got this television series that thousands, if not millions of Christians watch. And he's just invited the Messiah on. Dude, read Revelations. You should have never put yourself in that situation. And so whether this character is actually the Messiah or not, okay, he is getting all of these followers from different religious backgrounds and different religious beliefs. But none of their holy books direct or point towards this guy as being the next Messiah or the second coming. So guys, just the big thing for me, okay, I'm pretty much done with my notes, I think. But just know what you believe. Understand what you believe so that you don't get caught up in these hoaxes in the future. Because I know that there are a lot of false prophets and stuff like that in the world, and this is, of course, this is just a series, this isn't the real world, but it does blow it, and it does blow certain portions of it out of proportion. But guys, just know what you believe and understand what you believe. Sorry guys, I went off on a huge tangent there. I do apologize, but guys, I did enjoy this series, okay? I really did. I can tell you now, it's not for everybody, but it's made well. The characters are believable and they are written well. The performances are great, the visual effects is awesome, and you can talk about this series for a very, very long time, dissecting different scenes, different character motivations, and all of us will come up to our own conclusion, okay? There are tons of us that will disagree or agree with different things. This is a series you can really, really, really talk about. But I would highly recommend that you have to be confident in your faith and what you understand if you want to get the most out of the series, because there is a lot of stuff that might confuse you and your walk with God. So be confident in your faith while you're watching this. This, as I said, it's a complicated series. It won't be for everyone. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys do too. But if you enjoyed this review, then leave a like, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you guys think. You guys are awesome. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. Hope to see you in another review. You guys are the best, and I hope you have a fantastic 2020.